Okay, this is a 10,000 mile review on my 2019 Ram 2500. No issues to report. Truck gets really good fuel mileage. I have noticed that it goes through diesel exhaust fluid very quickly, and I did go to Ram to see if there was a recall, because I know there was a recall on it where people were going through DEF like every, I don't know, like putting in a couple gallons every like 1,000 miles or 500 miles or something like that, and that's a lot. I find that I'm having to put about 2.5 gallons every 2,200 miles, maybe 2,500 miles. And I've been going online and doing a little research, and that seems to be common with these 19s. That to me seems excessive. My 18 Ram, I was getting 4,000 miles out of 2.5 gallons of diesel exhaust fluid. I will say the Ford, my 19 Ford that I had, and the 17 Ford that I had, I could go longer on diesel exhaust fluid, particularly the 19 Ford. I think I was at like 7,000 miles, and I hadn't even used like maybe half a tank of diesel exhaust fluid. But Ford does have a bigger diesel exhaust fluid tank. So these Rams, I believe it's like 5.5 gallons, and the Ford is somewhere between 7 and 8, I think. I don't remember, but anyways, no major issues. Again, power is good. It's definitely smoother than the 18 Ram Cummins I had. The transmission, the updated 68 RFE is smoother. There's less clunkiness, is the best way I can put it. The old 4th gen 68 RFEs were clunky. My 2011 was clunky, my 16 was clunky, and the 18 was clunky. That's just kind of how they were. They kind of had their like characteristics, weird characteristics. Sometimes it would kind of go into gear kind of hard, make some clunking noises. They weren't really like solid, but in terms of the shifts, the feeling of the shifts. But this new 19 with the upgraded 68 RFE is pretty good. The 68 RFE now is smoother. It's less clunky. So the engine, they made a lot of changes to the engine, and I can feel it. It is smoother. It's easier. It's just nicer all around. It's more refined. I will quote something from PD Diesel Power. So I did change my oil at 5,000 miles. Actually, yeah, somewhere around 5,000 miles. And I switched to Rotella T6 5W40, because these trucks can run 5W40. But the recommended oil is 1030, but you can run 540. Never run 1540, as PD Diesel has said. However, something I noticed with the 5W40 and the T6, the full synthetic quote unquote from Shell Rotella, the truck ran nice, but I don't know, something weird about the oil and the engine. It was still smooth, no major issues, but I decided to try 10W30. So I ordered a batch of Valvoline Premium Blue 10W30, the synthetic blend, and the Shell Rotella equivalent is T5 10W30 synthetic blend. But the truck does run better on 1030. It, that is the oil that is recommended from the get-go, and 1030 oil seems to be getting out. So I changed the oil at 5,000 with Rotella T6. I changed it again at around 8,000 miles with 1030, because I just wanted to try, because the 540 just felt kind of weird. Hard to explain, but it was enough for me to just try different oils just to give it a shot. And the 1030 oil, the truck definitely feels better. That's just the best way I explain it. Those who are really in tune with your vehicles, you know what I'm talking about. There are some people who just aren't in tune with their vehicles, and they don't feel a difference in anything. Regardless if you change your fuel filters, change your oil, you don't feel anything. But people like myself, you know what I'm talking about. So the 1030 oil The engine seems to be smoother, quieter a little bit, and the fuel mileage now, because I'm at 10,000 now, the fuel mileage is a little better. I'll be honest, it's a little better. So I wouldn't say dramatically from 540, but you know, I have noticed a little bit difference. So, and that's the whole thing with 1030 oil. There, it's meant to give you better fuel mileage. That's why it was made, and that's why these diesels are made to run on a thinner oil. But anyways, no issues again. I love the truck. We'll go take a look inside. Again, the truck fits in the garage. This is why I went back to Ram, because that's really important to me. I love the interior. No issues with the 12-inch screen. Just no issues at all. I keep my truck really clean, as you can tell. Like, you know, I like my house. I keep my house clean. I don't like junk and garbage and cans everywhere. If I do have stuff, you know, it's in its proper place, you know, not on the floor or whatever. So there are times when I do miss the Ford cab. The Fords are definitely bigger. They're they're longer, and they got a bigger cab, more spacious and roomy, particularly in the back seat. But that's okay. This is still a full crew cab. Still lots of room, just not as much as the Ford. I definitely don't like that transmission hump, but that's okay. So there are moments when sometimes I miss the Ford. So, and you've seen this, the diesel exhaust cap and my fuel filler cap from Mopar. So, but yeah, that's about it for the 19 Ram. No issues, nothing to report. I know, you know, someone might be, they want to find some problems, you know, but I haven't had any issues so far, and you know, you guys I stay on top of my fuel mileage reports. I'll be making another report shortly, but nothing really to report really, because it still gets good fuel mileage. So, but anyways, there you go.